that's better. All right, folks, let me ask a favor. Remind me to never try scheduling one of these live streams from my phone again. I'll tell you about some other time. Basically, everything that went wrong did, and I only just managed to get connected about 1 minute before the live. But here we are. Oh, hi there. Welcome to my kitchen on this unexpected Sunday evening unboxing here. Yes, as the title of this video mentions, this is as much of a surprise to me as it is to you folks. Well, not entirely a surprise, I will have to admit that. Last week, I did receive an IM from a person who is well known on the live chat, saying that he had just shipped out a package to me, and it caught me completely off guard. And I said, what? You really didn't have to do that. And I honestly meant it. But nonetheless, I mean, obviously, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, especially since it's obviously something that, I'm no doubt going to enjoy very much. So I can only thank the certain person, needless to say who, but since he didn't reveal himself publicly, although I'm sure folks can probably figure out who it is, I will wait until he gives his permission to actually say who it was who was kind enough to send this gift. But yeah, so it showed up today, this afternoon, and of course I decided, well, especially because this is from my channel, of course I had to share this live. So here we are. And this is an interesting package here that says 5 pounds. And gee, what a shocker. The return address here says Butter Pat Industries. Oh my, I wonder what this could possibly be. Let me put this over here by the anvil, and I guess we'll have to take a look. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I posted a picture of it on my Facebook today, but yes, this is yet again another time I succumbed to temptation and got something that I've really been wanting my whole life. I don't know why, probably because I'm a Roadrunner fan. I ended up at the flea market finding a nice, big, heavy vintage anvil. And so I finally had to take the plunge and say yes, because okay, I'll talk about the anvil in a moment. I know what folks want to see is what's in the box. So I'll get back to the anvil in a little bit. Right now, let's open it up and see what it is. It's direct from the factory. This is all Butter Pat's packaging on this. So once again, to a certain person, I can only thank you so much for your generosity. And it really is unnecessary. I mean, because I do this channel out of fun, and I've said that quite a few times, I hope. And I'm not done yet, because we got a little bit more packaging here. I am trying to go as fast as I can, folks, I promise. I'm not trying to extend the suspense any more than I already have. Even though I've just now, there we go, I cut right through the cardboard, so that effectively makes this box useless as a repackager. That's all right. And that at least means, because I'm not a regular cast iron seller, if I wasn't, I'd probably be cursing myself for ruining a perfectly good box. Nonetheless. And just a little bit more. Curious how all of these little images here say 13 on them. I'm sure there's a significance with Butter Pat with the number 13. I don't know the mythology that the company has made for themselves to know the symbolism of the number 13. And if someone would be kind enough to enlighten me, I would very much appreciate it. I'm sure it probably has something to do with lucky number 13. And if that's the case, well then, good, because I certainly feel lucky to have been to have been honored with such a gift. If I can actually open the thing. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to take up an hour on this live just opening it. And at last, here we go. Okay. That, and yeah, don't be a mule. I don't keep my butter pat clean. Yes, don't let the myth outweigh your good judgment. I'm guessing that means, yes, you do clean a cast iron skillet regularly. I see. Your new pan will never look as plain as it does today. The photo album. Okay, our cookware is hand cast. Nice. Yeah, what this means obviously is this thing is going to get seasoned and stained from use, so it is not going to look brand new. Of course, we certainly know that. So, what should you cook in it first? Maybe it's because I'm a southerner, but I'd make Chef Sean Brock's cornbread. Well, since this is live, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something much easier. But nonetheless, okay, keep it dry, keep it oiled, and keep cooking. Human hands, we make mistakes, we want to correct them. And they've got a nice return policy here on this, all of this. Butter Pan Industries is located in Maryland. And, looks like it even comes with a scraper, or sort of a scraper, which is nice. And again, it says 13 on it. And use this card as a scraper, okay? And now at last, and there it is. Nice. Holy cow. He actually had it engraved with my name. That is shocking and very surprising. And what's more, this is kind of like a bowl, a serving bowl, or maybe like a mini Dutch oven, I could even consider it. But nonetheless, here it is. This is I would guess this is probably like about a number 5 or 9 inches or so in diameter. This is a nice cast iron, I guess I could call it a shallow bowl or dish, but obviously, it's cast iron, and I fully intend to get some use out of it. It has the nice Butter Pat logo on it in raised letters, and on the bottom it says just that, Butter Pat Cast Iron Industries 13, and there's the number 13 again, USA, of course. But yeah, holy cow! I mean, just look at this. Sheesh. Okay, fortunately, yeah, even though I don't like speaking my so-called real name on the internet, most people know what it is. And yes, all I could say is thank you very, very much for this gift. I mean, honestly, I'm not kidding. I am very flattered and very honored. And I don't even deserve it. And I'm not joking about that. But nonetheless, here it is, and yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to cherish, because it is, of course, it is meant for me personally. So thank you so much for this. Which means we are going to have to put it through its paces and do some cooking with it, which is entirely what I am going to do. And the nice thing about doing it at this time of the evening, especially in the middle of summer, is that my stove has the sun shining on it, so it gives it some rather nice lighting, that's for sure. Very nice. Didn't know that you could get them engraved. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I guess you could argue, because of the cost of these things, obviously, that's one reason why they have things like having it engraved and so on. And actually not exactly engraved, embossed is more like it, because as you can see, it's not just engraved, it has the letters, just that. The letters here are, reach up above the surface. And so does the Butter Pat logo, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for this. In fact, if you don't mind, no, I can't even take a picture because I had to use my phone for this live stream. Well, then I guess we'll just have to see it as it is. So thank you very, very much. And having said that, let me give you a look here at this anvil, shall we? And then we will head over to the stove, and I'm not going to spend a long time on this. Let's lower this. Whoops, that's one way to do it, I guess. There we go. But yeah, look at that. Good for catching road runners. And that's probably the reason why I wanted an anvil for my whole life. As you can see, obviously it's pretty rusty, and I'm gonna have to clean this thing up. But that shouldn't be too hard. I'm just going to, not now, but when I clean it up, I'm hoping just to scrub with Barkeeper's Friend may be enough. But I might actually have to put this thing in the lye tank first. Either way, I will get to cleaning this thing up. And yes, actually, I do intend to get some use out of it as well. Also, it's steel, not iron. Because you figure what anvils are meant for. They were meant just that, for metal work and for people to regularly whack on these things. In fact, that was the whole purpose of an anvil, to have a surface much harder and durable than your typical wooden or even stone surface, which would eventually get cracked and broken if you whacked on those things long enough. So that's why they invented the anvil, so that metal workers and other workers could be able to just that, have a really, really, really hard surface. And this is steel, not iron, so that it is more flexible, I guess you could call it, and so that it's not likely to crack. And I will get to the I'll get to the anvil at another time, because as I said, this is kind of like one of those things. It weighs 30 pounds. And yeah, I definitely wanted a vintage anvil, largely because the so-called modern day anvils that they sell at places like Harbor Freight Tools, those things are garbage. I mean, this thing is solid, is about as solid as, it's incredibly solid. Like I said, this little thing is 30 pounds. And from at most, I wouldn't think this is much more than a foot wide. And maybe about, oh, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 inches high. 30 pounds. So yeah. Okay. Now that I've said that, let us head over to the stove. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. So caught off guard, I'm getting my cord stuck. But there we go. Yeah, nice lighting here from the sun on this too. I'm quite happy with that. 1 second. Oh yeah, I don't have my portable mic on me because, again, I had to end up using this on my phone. It would not allow me to switch to my laptop, unfortunately. I found that out only about 10 minutes before it was time to go live. So yeah, I was struggling about that. But nonetheless, here we go. And here is my Butter Pat cast iron bowl. I'm not sure what to call it. It is, obviously, it can be a mini Dutch oven, or even a deeper skillet, and that's what I intend to use it for. In fact, let's turn it on right now. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do, actually, the first thing I should do is give it one quick wash. So, even just a rinsing off more than anything else. Yeah, completely caught off guard here. There we go. And just a quickie, really, this is all I need, of course. And best of all, of course, I'll be able to dry it off by putting it on the heat. But there we go, just to get rid of any dust or any other things like that. So yes, there it is. Okay, and let's put it this way, I guess, so that you can see the, there we go. And with that, let's turn on the heat. Yeah, exactly. It's out of the box, not even 5 minutes. Well, maybe a little more, and I'm already heating it up. So it is no longer pristine, which means that... Hello, Louis. What's on the menu tonight? Well, I was thinking of something nice and simple. And cooking up a couple of sausages in this, because I have some leftover sausages from making my grandmother's pasta sauce late last week. So I've got plenty of sausages, and this thing should easily fit 2, maybe even 3 of them. And sausages are nice and easy to cook too, so that this won't take forever. I mean, after all, I realize it's a Sunday evening, And I really don't want to interrupt people's schedules. And what did these say here? That's homemade from a train track. Oh, I would not be surprised, not at all. So, and Cynthia, it's just going to get hotter the next few days. Yes, exactly. So, okay. So, yeah, it's really just a matter of just simply, easily, and quickly cooking up some sausages. And I can't believe I just did that. I put all of them back in the fridge. Okay. But anyway, yeah, there we go. So, yes, this is the Butter Pat cast iron bowl is such a word that I think this thing deserves a title more honorable than bowl. What I also think I should do is adjust my tripod, and here we go again, so that I can get an actual closer look at this, or give you folks a closer look on this thing as we're cooking here. So here comes the roller coaster again. Yeah, like I said, I scheduled at about 4 o'clock. I scheduled the live. I tried to do it on my phone, and everything went wrong. I mean, the text I entered kept being erased. I ended up accidentally scheduling 2 live streams instead of 1, so I had to delete 1 and hope that I was not deleting the one where everyone was waiting. Fortunately, that was the case. There we go. See, we got a bit of a better view, or maybe even if I go up just a little higher. Whoops, that's actually now that I've done that, this thing's coming out of the tripod. How nice. Told you everything's going wrong here. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, I guess this is going to have to do then. There we go. I should probably take a screenshot of this right now at least, so that I'll have something. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, scheduling this thing on my phone was a real pain, and I could not find a way to get to switch it over to my laptop, and so that's why we're doing it on my phone. Anyway, this can be considered a brazier, Dutch oven, deep fryer, roaster, or rondeau per their website. Yes, and I agree with all of that completely. Definitely a brazier. Now that I'm thinking of it, give me a few seconds. I'm going to run and get a Lodge lid from the other room. See if it fits. I knew I had it here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah. Because I do have a number 5 Lodge lid. Let's see what happens. And the answer is... seems to be yes. Although, granted, there's a gap here. But it looks like this Lodge number 5 lid fits pretty well on this. The lid kind of overlaps the handles here. And like I said, we've got the... openings there from the pour spouts, but other than that, this Lodge lid actually fits pretty good. So yes, if I do want to braise, for instance, I could certainly do it this way. So that's not bad at all. Okay, let me scroll back as well while this thing's heating up, see if I missed any comments or questions about this. ButterPad offers really cool borosilicate lids, glass lids in clear or in orange in some cases. Number 5 lid just might do it, and yes, it did actually. But yes, thank you, Mneshus River Catfishing, for the comment. Blame it on the moon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's easy to do. Yes, and Louis J calls it a dual handle pot. That might do, I guess. So there we go. That means the first thing I'm doing on this is I'm busy smoking some pot tonight. Well, why not? It's Sunday evening. Anyway, it's really just a matter of waiting this until this thing gets hot enough. Let me quickly get just a little bit of oil. Not much, really. All we'll need is like a few drops or so. But yes, I mean, as again, among other things, I I'm still, well, I can't say I'm speechless because here I am still constantly talking to prevent any dead air here. But nonetheless, I am still flabbergasted with this. And I'm honestly asking, and please do not take this the wrong way, I really do not need any more cast iron gifts of this kind. I mean, this is incredible. Yes, this is awesome. And no way I going to be getting rid of this. This is probably going to be with me for the rest of my life. However, you know how big my collection is. So, anybody else let a 137 piece socket slip out of your hands? Ouch, that sounds fun. Sorry to hear that, Pawpaw Dan. Yeah. But yes, I mean, as I said, because I've got such a collection and I'm having enough trouble as it is trying to rotate through everything, although I definitely intend to get a lot of use out of this. I mean, after all, this is a great size for making cornbread, among other things. Anything you can use a number 5 skillet for, obviously I'll be using this for. So, yes, thank you so much, but I would really ask that if you're going to make any more donations, there are many people on your channel, as well as my channel, who certainly would very much appreciate them too. So, thank you so much. I'm not sure if I've gotten you exposure, which would be nice, but nonetheless, I thank you very much for the gift, and I really don't need any more. Well, of course, I don't need this either, but it sure is nice to have. So, thank you once again. Okay, I've wasted enough time. Let's go. I love using corn oil for high heat meat searing. I find besides it has a higher smoke point, it also does not really impart much flavor into this. So that means, and yeah, okay, I can see it's still pooling. I've got to be careful. I don't want to set this thing on fire either. But at least it's nowhere near as bad as my stove used to be as far as the angle goes. Anyway, here we go. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. Nice and simple. Really can't ask for more than that. And I know folks often talk about beer braised sausages, which do in fact taste nice. And I have done them myself, but I'm actually more of a fan, I think, of just simply cooking these as is, because I like the I shouldn't say, yeah, more like the charred flavor, I guess. I like that. And so I don't have a problem with just simply keeping these things moving until the temperature is right, and then they're done. So that means, well, actually, there's no way Oh, hey, look at that. That sure didn't take long, did it? 1, 2, and this one was number 3. There we go. Of course, when I do it this way, I've said this part before. The important thing here, probably more than anything else, is temperature control. In that, of course, we don't want these sausages to be undercooked, pork and everything like that. So you're gonna have to do at least 165. And as far as stuff like this is concerned, I would probably go to maybe 170 or 180 or so. Which means we get to listen to these things sizzle, at least once I shut up. Hi, Rocket and Jim, and hello, Cynthia, as well. Sorry for interrupting your Sunday evening, folks. Of course, you can always watch this in the replay as well. But there's really... Anyway, there's also really nothing to it as far as cooking sausages in cast iron goes. I mean, really, all I'm going to be doing is just that. Rotating these sausages, as best as I can anyway. until they reach the right temperature. I'm one who likes them overcooked. Yes, exactly. I'm in late. What brand pot is this? This is, in fact, a butter pat. As you can see right here, it says that in embossed letters. This is a butter pat, as Louis J says, a dual-handled pot. Or because it is a mini cast iron bowl, and it is... oh no. Guess what? Give me a second, folks. Guess what I forgot? Yes, see, that's how much this thing caught me off guard. I should have remembered that my little smoke detector loves it whenever I fry anything at all on the stovetop. Because, you know, it's not like you ever fry stuff in the kitchen. Nonetheless, yep, there it goes. Exactly, Debbie. You called it, and it's definitely one way to put it. In fact, I can even turn the temperature down a little bit so I don't burn the skins on these sausages here before the insides are cooked. But yeah, these are looking nice, at least on the outside already. So this is not going to take long at all. Anyway, as I mentioned, this is indeed a butter pat, dual-handled pot, as you say. And again, you can see right here, the amazing part is, the part that has me astounded, is that it's actually embossed with my name. So, yeah, that is truly special, definitely. This is the type of thing you would get someone for Christmas. And that, of course, is the arguments they have about why anyone would want to purchase one of these high-priced cast iron pans. You know, ButterPat is a company that made that $400 Yeti cast iron pan, for instance. Though I noticed all they did was stick the Yeti name on the bottom. You'd think that it might say Yeti here. Or maybe, perhaps the Yeti skillet, maybe they do this with the Yeti skillets as well? Who knows? And that actually might help them convince folks that it's worth it. Turn it around so we can see your name. My name is right here. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, let me get my this here. Turn it around. There it is. I guess, yeah, I mean, even though my name was displayed here, I guess it's more prominent there, so. There we go. The outside of these sausages are looking nice, but here's where we get to the important thing. And this is something I have learned to appreciate over the last few years, especially cooking meat. Temperature control. I commented on one of those short videos. It's like, how come all of these cooking videos, most of the time they just, if they even bother mentioning the how important keeping track of the temperature is, they maybe say it in passing. You know, sear these things for 3 minutes on a side, and then 3 minutes on the next side, and then from there, oh yeah, until the temperature reaches 165. Speaking of which, if I plug it in already, we're at 130, or going down, in fact. And here, this one says 130, 131. So we've got an idea of how this is going. This one only says 116. Maybe I should rotate these a little bit, in fact. But that's the thing. If you want, especially sausages or pork or really any kind of meat, if you want to be absolutely sure that you're safe, you must keep track of the temperature. And quite frankly, it's several years ago now, that is how I learned how to cook my Thanksgiving turkey. So keep that in mind, folks, as well. If you're new to this channel, or new to cast iron, or new to cooking in general, or even if you're not new to cooking in general, let me offer this piece of advice. When You know, the holidays are maybe just starting to poke their very annoying head up over the horizon, but they are coming. And when it comes, then here comes the turkey, or for that matter, the ham, or even the pernil. And if you want to cook your turkey right, the one thing you absolutely must do is keep track of the temperature. Forget those stupid viral videos that say cook it for 350 degrees for 4 hours. No, if you do that, you'll end up with a dried out turkey. What you absolutely have to do is keep track of the temperature. Whether you're doing a 4-pound hen or chicken, or a 22-pound turkey or anything like that, keep track of the temperature. And as long as you do that, you will have a good turkey. Boy, this is spitting, and that's definitely not because of the pan. I just hope we don't get too much grease in the camera here. Not looking forward to your mercy. Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, this thing is spitting like no tomorrow. And as I said, that's not because it's a butter pat, but just because of the way this grease, these sausages are rendering out their grease. There are also expensive copper diffusers, but I do recommend the aluminum ones. Yeah, maybe that might be yet another thing to try. Although, because this is a smaller pan, the gas stove in particular should be giving it more even heating on the bottom. In fact, we need to move it just a bit to center it. So from here, now that I've been talking, let's check once again. Turn it on, why don't we? 153, 154, we're getting close. 155, 156. 164, 167, 168. Oh, definitely, this one must be on the sweet spot. Technically it's done, but I'm going to give it just a few more degrees. Anyway, this is a nice and fast and simple supper here. Okay, I'll get aluminum. Yeah, I might want to consider one of those diffusers myself. Of course, you can find anything on the internet. I mean, really, just look on Amazon and you can pretty much get anything you want. So, but yeah. So, like I said, nice simple supper here, having a couple of sausages because I love sausages. And I'm trying not to go overboard either. I'm just about at the end of my eating regimen, and that I'm going to be close to my goal weight, and I want to try, in fact, to reach it this week if possible, because that would be nice, especially considering this week is the 1-year anniversary of living in my new home. So that would give me something special to celebrate as well. Next weekend, as I mentioned, I'm going to a local music fest sponsored by some good friends of mine. And I will be cooking pasta lievere, and I'm looking forward to that. All right. Daddy, would you like? I have an aluminum diffuser, but I use it as a defrost tray. Well, that tells us something. Anyway, I know that within about a minute or so, these sausages are going to be done. Hold his hand over the fire. Okay. But really, there's not much else I could say, I guess, other than that, as I said, this incredible gift has shown up today, thanks to the incredible generosity of a certain person who is on this channel tonight, has not yet revealed himself, although I'm sure we can pretty much guess. I usually put a small amount of water with the sausages. When the water evaporates and pulls some grease out of the meat, then they brown well. On the other hand, as I said, I have done this many times. I like the charring here. It gives a nice little bit of charring, as you can see. And so for me, these are really how I kind of prefer my sausages. And I'm not just saying that either. With having said that, we now look, and I turn this off again. Oh yeah, wow, this thing shot up all right. At this point, I think we can definitely say we're done. So off goes the heat. Likewise, it'd probably help if I had a plate, wouldn't it? So let me dig out a plate quickly. Here we are. Okay. Here we are. One of my special plates that I've been using recently. Oh, I got another Freemason comment on one of my videos. And now I forget which one it was. But it was only within the last couple of days or so. So yeah, that's why I got this plate, especially so that some people who have some interesting comments about Freemasons are starting to show up and put their comments in. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Oh yeah, that's it. It was on my, in fact, it was on my pasta sauce video. When I made my Nana's pasta sauce, somebody commented, oh, it's Illuminati pasta sauce. Yeah, because obviously Freemason is Illuminati. But never mind. There we go. Just like that. I've got myself some supper tonight. And I have, of course, the Butter Pat dual-handled pot to thank for it. So thank you very much, and thank you so much for this wonderful gift, which I'm obviously going to cherish for the rest of my life. Papa Dan, CSE Louis stated that he gave it. Okay, yes. Thank you very much, Louis J. Visit his channel, Louis J Cast Iron Cooking. You know, because he was kind enough to send this to me as a gift. And so I'm more than happy to plug him in response to that. Was it intentionally to plug his channel? I really don't think that was the number one reason. Because I'm sure he has other followers on his channel who have more of an audience than I do. The Mudbrooker, for instance. Nonetheless, as I said, this is definitely something very special, and it's definitely not something I'm going to re-gift. So I will definitely be having this up until the day I die. Alright, but there it is. Now all I have to do, of course, is wait for it to cool off, then I can take care of the grease. And we are done. Let me take a quick look again at this this box, see if I missed anything here in the packaging. But it does not look like it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's right. I'm not wearing my mic. I apologize. I just took a look at the box to see if there was anything in the packaging that I missed. But no, there was not. Once again, it came with this little card that can also be used as a scraper. Although a pretty cheap scraper, admittedly. The scrapers that come with, like, say, a Field, for instance, or the ones you can get from Lodge are better scrapers than this. I admit this is more of a card than anything else. As well as this notice here. Don't be a mule. I don't keep my butter pat clean. Which, again, is an acknowledgement that this pan is going to get dirty. In fact, it already is. It's no longer pristine. And that, of course, means it is just starting the first step down the road towards being a seasoned cast iron pan. And I'm looking forward to it, along with all of my other ones. And, yeah, really, thanks to everybody. As I said, I mean it honestly. I am not asking for donations. I'm not asking for these gifts. You've been more than kind and generous to do this. Thank you. And largely because of this, I've actually ended up with a surprising number of modern day cast iron pans. And I certainly would not have expected that, especially since I try to do all of this on a low budget. But I have a butter pat now. I have a Field, which was also a donation from Louis J. I have the Stargazer, which they sent me as a promotional item, and I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I have a Finex, which was a Christmas present back in 2014. I have a Solid Technics, which is another Christmas present back in 2015. And I have a Lodge Blacklock, which I bought myself, in fact. And I really don't regret that either. But yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, I enjoy them all. And yet at the same time, as you've seen from all the times I've used them, I also really, really enjoy using my modern day Lodge cast iron pans. I mean, I like to think that you've been seeing modern day Lodge a lot on my channel, as well, of course, as all the vintage stuff, including the yeah, especially all of those BSR pans that I really love cooking with and will continue to cook with. Oh yeah, last comment I guess before we head out, and that is this morning at the flea market I found two cast iron pans, with one of which is going to be a donation as well. Remember, I told, if you've been on Facebook, then again, you know, I told the story of my flea market finds yet. No, my yard sale finds yesterday. I went out looking at the yard sales, especially because a person who I will be seeing at the Music Fest this weekend has made a not so subtle hint that he would like a donation to replace his so called missing cast iron collection. And so I went out looking for something that I thought would be nice. I mean, yesterday I did find a set of three Asian made pans. You know, your typical 6-inch, 8-inch, and 10-inch pans. And while they would suffice, I mean, it would be nice, I guess, to give them a good, you know, a nice vintage pan, preferably one that I didn't have to pay a lot for. So I went to my favorite flea market this morning and came across a Wagner, a logoed Wagner, not an unmarked Wagner, a Wagner number 8, one of the most common vintage pans that seem to be out there, because it's, as usual, it's a round bottom Wagner, Wagner Sydney, which probably means like 1930s to 1950s or so. And I managed to score that one for 15 bucks. So yeah, that it is in the lye tank now, and if it is not done by Thursday or Friday, I will pull it out and put it in electrolysis so that I'll be able to season it on Friday evening, and take it out on Saturday. The other pan I found was the Tangled frying pan. You know, I've commented on this a couple of times. You remember, in fact, I did a short video on that cast iron pan in Tangled, the frying pan. And my comment is that there is one particular kind of Asian-made cast iron pan that seems to look almost exactly like the one in Tangled, in that they may very well have used that pan as the model to design the frying pan in Tangled, meaning that it has a rounded handle like you would see on an Asian made pan, as well as no markings at all on it, of course. And that was why I came to the conclusion that it was that particular brand of Asian made pan. Well, I found a 10-inch size of that pan. And this one does have a mark on the back. It says American Kemper. And I'll bet a lot of you have seen that. The Asian made pan with the marking on it, American Kemper. I found a 10-inch size of that at the flea market. And I felt, especially because this is probably the Tangled frying pan, I just couldn't say no and ended up snatching it up. I'm thinking I'm probably going to make that like a Halloween project. I'm going to clean it up and season it, and maybe try to find a way to cover up that American Camper logo so that it will look exactly like the frying pan in Tangled. So, I mean, it's silly, yes, but why not? Anyway, those were my finds at the flea market, along with that amazing Griswold lid I found yesterday at the yard sale. So yeah, yes, that's in the lye tank as well. And finally, there's the anvil. Yeah, that big 30-pound anvil that I found at the flea market this morning, which again, I had to admit, I succumbed to temptation for that. Not just spur of the moment either. I have been wanting an anvil my entire life. On one of my trips to Brimfield a few years ago, I had an opportunity to get an anvil. And that was one of those cases where I decided, no, I don't need it, and I walked away. And yes, I've been kicking myself ever since. I keep thinking back to that moment and regretting it and saying, I should have gotten that. I should have gotten that. I mean, really, I wanted that anvil and I should have gotten it. And it's been eating at me for the past few years, which was probably the main reason why when I came across this anvil this morning, I decided to finally go for it. Because that's the other thing that everybody always talks about, and this is going to be my last comment for the evening, folks. Thank you for letting me waste your time like this. That's the thing, of course, that everybody comments about. When you go and you find that pan that you've been looking for your whole life, and it has a high price tag on it, and then you're standing there saying to myself, should I spend the money and get this? And should I really do this? And people have posted on the internet, should I spend all that money for this Griswold number 10 or this, I don't know, BSR handwritten Red Mountain Dutch oven or the like, or basically this pan that is incredibly appealing to me, and will I regret spending this money on it? And that's why, again, I can only say, step back and think. If you feel that in 3 months' time, you're still going to be saying to myself, man, I should have gotten that pan, then maybe you should consider getting it. Like I said, this anvil was eating at me for the last few years because I walked away and decided not to get it. On the other hand, I've come across many incredible cast iron pans that I really have not had a problem saying no to. Like for instance, I've seen a number 9 Griswold Dutch oven with the lid. I didn't get it because I have plenty of Dutch ovens, including a number 8 Griswold Dutch oven. I didn't have any problem walking away from that. So yeah, it's really a matter of personal choice more than anything else. I cannot judge for you. I can only give that kind of advice. If you find yourself in that kind of a moment where you've got something that's incredibly tempting to you, think to yourself, or speak with your wife, think to yourself, will I regret this 3 months from now? That's probably the best advice I can give. And with that, I think I'll shut up because, it is a Sunday evening and I've been at this now for 3/4 of an hour. An anvil must take a long time to heat up. Yeah, I know. I could heat it up and maybe cook eggs on it or something. 50K subscribers, getting on to 51K, believe it or not. Thank you to everybody who's been kind enough to join my channel. So yes, thank you so much. And I like to think that these live videos have my own distinct flavor and personality to them because I enjoy doing them. And that's what I say every week because I mean it. I really enjoy doing these live videos here. And that's especially one reason why I wanted to unveil this. Oh, this is still hot. Why I wanted to unveil this live on YouTube Live. Because after all, if not for this channel, I never would have received this. So thank you very much to everybody. Thank you to Louis J. Cast Iron Cooking, visit his channel, for the wonderful, wonderful gift here. And thank you to everybody who's been kind enough to show up and watch and enjoy my videos and keep coming back and spread the word. I can only thank you so much for all of this because it's so much fun. And with that, I think we will call it an evening. I'm still waiting for this to cool down and so I can clean it up. And I'm just going to enjoy my supper with these sausages. So thank you, everybody, and have yourself a good evening, folks. I will, of course, see you on Wednesday for Cast Iron Wednesday. Have a good evening.